Hello, people. Welcome back. This is the first podcast of the new year. Hope you all had a great Christmas, great New Year's. We didn't really do anything special. Well, not to my knowledge, anyway. It is just me and Dan today. The first duo episode of the podcast, and probably the last. We don't know how well it's going to go. We don't know how poorly it's going to go. So we're going to test it out. We do apologise for the echo in the last episode. That was a bit of a tech issue that is now sorted, hopefully. So welcome back. Hope you all had a good New Year's, as I've said. So, shall we jump straight into it, Dan?
Yeah, let's jump right in.
Okay, right. Moronic or not section. Don't forget you can send your versions of the moronic or not section into us via email, Instagram, whatever. It's on screen. It always is. So, yeah. So, the first thing on the moronic or not section, Dan, is New Year's parties.
New Year parties, right?
So,
This is similar. This
yeah.
is similar to the last one because we had Christmas parties in the
Exactly.
last episode, didn't we?
Yes, we did. I do believe.
Well, I went to a New Year's. Well, I say New Year's party. It was around my cousin's house.
Right.
So it still theoretically counts as a party. Yeah, I quite like them actually.
Okay.
It's a good way to end the year, isn't it?
Yeah, and start the new year if you think about it.
Yeah, theoretically, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I quite like them. I mean, I haven't been to one in literally years because, well, I don't really do much for New Year's. I don't really think it's that big of a celebration, New Year's. Like, yay, the Earth completed a rotation around the sun. Yay. But yeah, at least it's good.
I prefer house parties than like going to like a hall and
Yeah, I'll give you that, yeah. The
Yeah.
whole going, I remember a couple of years ago, I think Jake was there. He can correct me on this if I'm wrong. I'm fairly sure Jake was there years ago. I went to like a hall nearby, and well, it was okay, but it was a lot of like I was fairly young. I think it was like year 7 or 8 maybe. So I was fairly young, and it just wasn't that great because a lot of it was mainly for adults, and then you
yeah.
bring your kids along. So I remember vaguely me and the other kids just kind of sat in one of the rooms and just talked for like an hour. Probably should have recorded
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I prefer house parties. Yeah,
Yeah. Like if you lot decided, you know what, we want to do something for New Year's, we'll head round to Jake's or whatever it is. I think that could be quite cool, personally.
yeah, yeah. I
Um,
agree.
so I'm gonna say New Year's parties are not moronic, personally.
Yeah, I agree there.
Yeah. Okay. So New Year's resolutions is the second one.
Oh.
So New Year's resolutions.
Um,
Um, I actually don't really have much on resolutions. I think I've got one, which is just basically work harder in school, basically. But I think
well,
that's a lot of people's, to be honest. Um, do you have any,
I
Dan?
mean, no, not really. But I see the benefit. Like, if done properly, you can better yourself as a
Yeah.
person.
Like I think
It's a way of yeah,
if they're kept to, because if you just sack it off in the first week, I know it's like, oh, I want to stop drinking. Little hint on someone who's listening, or should be listening. But say if you want to stop drinking and then you sack it off in the first day or whatever, then it's kind of pointless. But if you do it
yeah.
correctly,
I
then
agree.
yeah, if it's to like stop a habit or something like that, I think that's a good idea. But if you're just doing it just because everyone else is doing it, it's a bit stupid, really. Because if you're just
Yeah.
doing like, oh, all my friends are saying stop drinking, I'm gonna start drinking, or something. I don't know. Don't drink, by the way. Drink responsibly if you do. Um, got to add that bit in there. Okay, right.
Yeah, I know.
So what should we say for New Year's resolutions? I think they're not too bad.
I think they're fine, but again, you do have to, be self-disciplined.
Yeah,
So I'll probably say not, but
I'd
I
say not
can see,
moronic if they're done effectively. I'd say.
yeah, I can see how it could revert to the other side being
Yeah,
moronic.
where you just
If
give in and just go, ah,
yeah,
sod it. I'll just do it anyway. Um, So, I mean, guys, viewers, let us know if you have any resolutions for the new year. I mean, you don't have to tell us. We would like to hear them. The best ones will be said in the next podcast. I mean, we'll keep them anonymous unless you want to be named. But please let us know your New Year's resolutions, and if you have any, that is. If you don't, then make one up. I don't know. Maybe try it out.
I don't really know that many people that have resolutions.
No, I don't. I've never actually done New Year's resolutions. I think I did once when I was like 6, in like year 6 or something, just because I don't know. It was just one of those things where you do for school, isn't it? It's like, write down your New Year's resolutions on the card and give it to your teacher or whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember that they did it in like subjects. It's like, my geography New Year's resolution is.
Oh yeah, the geography New Year's
all
resolutions.
Stuff, yeah.
Forgot about them. They were class.
Another tick box exercise for Ofsted, most likely.
That's exactly what it was.
That's where it becomes moronic.
Yeah, I think.
But I think it's just stupid. No one cares.
No one cares.
So just want to learn.
Yep.
Just want to get my GCSEs.
I'm in school to learn. I'm not here to do crappy New Year's resolutions that I'm never going to stick to because I don't care enough about the subject.
And the title pages.
Oh, the title pages. Oh, God.
Fuck. Oh.
What a waste of ink.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, if anyone actually did them, I think I did them properly in year 7. And how I did it was I put the title on a Word document and put like 3 images on it and called it a day. I was like, oh yeah, I'll print that out. But then in year 11, when they got to it, it was just kind of like, yeah, I'll just put the name of the title at the top of the page. That's good enough.
I think no teacher actually really cared either.
No. And I don't, why would you, unless you, like, I know they did it in art, but other than that, why would you do a title page for geography of all things?
Probably a tick box exercise.
Oh, definitely. It probably was, actually, now I think about it. Probably.
My theory is just pleasing Ofsted if they ever come in.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. I mean, it's a very weird thing, school, because you think you're there to learn, but half the time, like, some teachers will just, like, if they've got an Ofsted inspection coming up.
Yeah.
That's the one. I can't speak today, apparently. But yeah, no, if they've got one of them coming up, some teachers will change their teaching style.
Yeah, I don't think Ofsted is accurate.
No, because it is literally full of tick box exercises and, teachers that change the way they teach. I mean, some teachers don't, which I like, but there's some teachers that just change dramatically. It's like they could be a really horrible teacher, and then as soon as Ofsted come in, they're really nice, they're really happy, they're always smiling. Then as soon as they leave, they're yelling at you, saying, "What are you doing? Can't believe you acted like that in front of Ofsted," or whatever.
Or it could be the case for one of my computer science teachers who just wouldn't teach for the entire year, and as soon as someone comes in, let's get the books out.
Yeah, come on, get your exercise books out. Oh dear.
Right, so
yeah.
Back to the subject.
Oh yeah, right. New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna go not moronic unless they're broken, in which case they are moronic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go not.
Complete tangent there. Hopefully no one minded. Right, the next one on here is social media.
It's a good way to communicate because, like, I think you get charged for texting, calling.
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple way to get around that.
Yeah.
Plus, you don't really need to pay. For example, like Instagram, Snapchat, you don't really get ads.
Yeah.
You get very few.
I mean, yeah, on Instagram you do get ads every now and then, but that's only really on like For You pages or any of that.
Yeah.
Or stuff
they don't
like
really
that.
bother me. They don't really bother me too much.
It's because they're not like YouTube and they don't pop up in front of what you're doing. Just like, hey, buy this or use this. It's like, oh, go away.
It's the same. I think it's the same 2 ads.
It's the same 3 ads for me. Yeah.
Simply piano, simply guitar. What's 3 words?
Yeah. They're the 3. They are the exact 3.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they've just bought out the entire YouTube, like ad revenue type of thing.
It's not even a good app, apparently.
I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised.
Just annoying. The ads are annoying too.
Yeah. I mean, is YouTube a social media though? Some argue it is. Some argue it isn't.
Yeah.
I mean I think it is and it isn't. I mean, yeah, there's a social side to it, but you're not exactly directly communicating with anyone. Like, I mean, what we're doing now is communicating, but we're not doing it over YouTube. I know viewers that might come to a shock to you, but we do actually talk outside of this. But yeah, we do talk outside of YouTube. So I mean, it's not YouTube. I mean, you are kind of by commenting on this podcast, for instance, you are kind of communicating to us because we're receiving that feedback or information, and we'll probably use that to better our podcast or whatever it is. But then again, I'm not directly messaging you back and saying thank you, etc., etc. So it's not like we're having a full-on conversation like you would on, I don't know, WhatsApp, Discord, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever else there is.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, YouTube is a social media, but it isn't. So it's one of those ones.
It's social and it's media.
Yeah, I mean, it does fit the category. Yeah, I mean, I think when I think when someone says social media, I think I instantly think of like Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok to an extent nowadays, Vine back in the day, if anyone remembers that. Yeah, stuff like that. I think is kind of social media, but then YouTube I just don't think of because. Yeah, I'm not directly communicating to the viewers. Well, we are, but they're not. You know what I mean? But yeah, social media. I mean, I'd say it's not moronic purely because it's a good way to communicate. Like, I've got several people on Instagram that I don't have their numbers for. That I just if I need to message them, I will. Like, I've got some people's Instagrams and not their phone numbers because. I'm never going to text them because I very rarely talk to them. But if I need to, I then can contact them through Instagram or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
but, I mean, there's also a downside to social media.
Yeah.
We've seen. I think it's like people, they post like the perfect life.
Yeah, that's the only thing is that they only post the good pictures. So, like, if you see people on Instagram posting, I don't know, a picture of something, I can guarantee you they've gone through at least 3 other pictures, decided which one looks better, which one do I look better in that I can post.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
it's just an inaccurate portrayal of
life.
Yeah,
it really is. I mean, if Instagram had a feature where it would instantly upload all of your photos, like however many trials it took you, like I can guarantee you Instagram would look completely different if that happened.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they should, but I'm saying that Instagram is an unrealistic portrayal of people's lives and the way they're living.
Yeah.
So like if I post a picture of me in Florida and then I don't post again for another 6 years and then I post again with a picture of me in, I don't know, Southeast Asia, like it seems like I'm living a good life, but in reality, I could be homeless, and I've just somehow, gone to Florida or wherever it is. So,
again, though, it's like I don't know. It's like people are more drawn to like positives, and negatives, and like you want to take a picture of something interesting. So,
like if I just take a picture of a fish I found in a pond. No one's really gonna care. But if I post a picture of me, I don't know, at Disney, it's gonna get more likes than just a picture of a random fish.
I don't think.
Actually, mate, you never know. There's always those people that like fish. So
I don't know if it's Instagram to blame. Though.
I mean, it is to an extent with the algorithm because I mean, Instagram. I don't know about Snapchat or anything else. It might work for TikTok or YouTube or whatever, but. For Instagram, I know the system is if you like a photo, that sends a bit of data, and then your For You page suggests posts based on those likes. So like if you like a Star Wars meme, it's going to suggest you more Star Wars memes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you like pictures of fishes, and yes, that is actually a word. I learnt that several years ago. Fishes is a word, just not the way you're thinking. Fishes is a word if, like, there's several species of fish. So, if there's cod, there's haddock, there's salmon.
Yeah.
There's all these other different fish that I don't know the name of, but if there's all those type of fish in an area, it's called fishes. So that's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's my point. If you like pictures of fishes, they're going to suggest you more pictures of fishes. So,
Can't you say that you're not interested in
Yeah,
the post?
you
to an
can.
extent?
You
So
can.
you can. There is feedback. It's
Yeah.
two-way feedback.
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, on YouTube you can go do not recommend channel, not interested, and it will suggest you different type of videos. But
Can you do the same with ads? I can just.
with ads, you used to be able to on YouTube. You can't anymore.
Fuck's
They
sake.
removed the option to customize your ads
They
because
need
too
to
many
meet
people were
person in
using it
office.
to skip. Because what used to happen is you used to say, "I'm not interested in this ad," give a random reason, and then it would put you straight onto the video, so you wouldn't watch the ad. So people were using that to get around the fact of ads.
Yeah.
So
But I have been thinking, if YouTube charged a small fee, would it be enough to pay their creators? So they kind of
Possibly.
need ads.
yeah, I mean, think about it. YouTube does create ad revenue by using the ads. I mean, and YouTube Premium, but I've never met anyone that has YouTube Premium because it's a waste of money. But I think, well, that's my opinion anyway. If you have it,
Yeah.
fair.
I
But
think with every update YouTube has had, it just gets worse.
yeah,
I feel like everyone can make enough money if you go back a few updates.
yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, social media as a whole, I'd go not moronic purely because of the positives on it. I mean, you can contact people that you wouldn't otherwise contact. You can meet new people, which can be dangerous, but can also be good. So
I'd probably say not. Yeah,
I'd say
I
not
agree.
moronic. I mean, there are obviously risks involved in social media, like cyberbullying, meeting random people that you don't know if they're
Yeah.
real or not. Like random people messaging you, random people following you. You might not necessarily know everyone that's following you, stuff like that. But then again,
Yeah.
I think the positives outweigh the negatives to an extent. So I'd go not moronic.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one on here is Guinness World Records. Now, I know we've previously spoken about this on a previous podcast. I don't know which one, but on a previous episode. We've talked briefly about it, but there are some
Yeah.
really weird ones.
I think that's good. It highlights people's
Achievement,
talents.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
plus
it
if
is
you've
some-
got
yeah.
if you've got your name in that book, you are immortal. If you are immortalized, like there's this guy that his name's Ashrita Furman. Okay.
Right.
He holds the world record for holding the most amount of world records. That's not even a joke. Like, look it up. His name's Ashrita Furman. He just, like, any record he just breaks. He's just like, oh, you know what? I fancy breaking a world record. I don't know how many he's at currently, but I think a few years ago it was. I know it's a high number, but I don't know how many it is as of currently. But I remember hearing
Yeah.
it. I remember watching a TV show on Guinness World Records several years ago. It's really good, actually. Would recommend.
But I think don't you have to pay for it?
You have to
So,
pay
like,
for
if you're gonna do a
the.
record, yeah.
You have to pay for it to be reviewed. So
That's the only downside.
yeah. So basically, if I mean, you can upload it to YouTube and they will still like review it. But say if
Yeah.
I just say Guinness World Records, I've I don't know, stuck the most amount of toothpicks in my eyebrows, because that is an actual world record, by the way. I know that.
Right.
Say if I've done that and I just say I have, and no one's come to adjudicate it, then what's the point? So they actually have to send someone to your house, to your location, watch a YouTube video, whatever it is, to review it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, how else would they make money?
yeah, exactly.
You got to make money.
You got to do it at some point. From what I know, I don't think you win a prize, do you? For winning a world record, for getting a world record. I don't think you do.
It's entitlement, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, you are immortalised in a book, essentially. Like, yeah, you might not know people that beaten world records. You might never heard of Asherita Furman, but say if you're related to him, say he has great grandkids, he can then and he's still alive at that point. He could say, "Look, that's me in that book. I'm in that book." Like, who knows? Someone you know might be in there. I highly doubt it, but you never know.
Yeah, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of fun. They're meant to test limits, which is quite cool. I think the concept of it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird ones though. How far can you spit a ping pong ball out of your mouth?
Yeah, there are.
There are
really
some
weird
how
ones,
far
yeah.
can you throw a washing machine? I know that's one of them. I don't know why that's on there, but I don't know who wanted to test that, but it's on there. Yeah, there's some really weird ones, but there's some really cool ones.
Yeah, true. Right, so, what's our verdict?
I'm gonna go not moronic. I really like
Yeah, they
Guinness
are.
World Records. I mean,
Yeah.
they're fun. They're interesting to read about and learn about. If anyone's beaten a world record, do let us know. I mean, no offense to you all, but I doubt any of our listeners have beaten a world record. But if you have, let us know, and we might shout you out and send proof as well. Don't just message us saying, "Oh, I've completed the world record for the longest fingernails or something." Send us proof. Like, send us the certificate. A picture of the certificate. Don't send us the certificate. Send us the picture of the certificate through our Instagram or email or whatever it is. But yeah, contact us. Let us know. Let us know if you're planning on beating any world records. We'd love to know. We'd love to shout you out if you complete it. Yeah. So I'd go not moronic for Guinness World Records.
Yeah, same.
Cool. Right, the last one on here is Fizzy Drinks. Fizzy Drinks.
Interesting. There is a lot of sugar in them.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, they didn't get rid of the sugar. They just increased the price a couple of years ago with the sugar tax, as it's known now. A can of Coke used to be 65p. They've now gone up to, I think it's £1 or 89p now. It's still not massive, but it's still there.
but I mean, it depends. Like, if you're going to run a marathon, for instance, of course you want food, energy as well.
Yeah.
I mean, for the right circumstances, it is
useful,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I mean, I think it's recommended. Isn't it like one a week or so?
Yeah, and usually they're about 2 servings per, but realistically, no one's having a can of Coke in 2 servings.
Yeah, so it's one a week.
Yeah, something like that. So
one of my friends, oh my god, at lunchtime in school, he'll go to the shop and just buy himself a Pepsi.
Yeah.
He's having like 5, and then one of them buys like 2-litre bottles. It's mad.
Yeah, that's the thing. You get, they can be useful in the right circumstance, but if you're having them daily and your body essentially requires them to function, I don't think it's good.
Yeah, that does kill your teeth as well.
Yeah, it really does kill your teeth. Yeah, I mean, Dan, did you ever do the experiment when you were in like year 1 or 2 or something back in primary school, where you got a 2-litre bottle of Coke or whatever it was, or Pepsi, and then you put like someone's falling out tooth in it, and you leave it and you let it sit for like 2-3 days, and you take it out several days later, and it's all like black, it's dead. Did you never do that?
No.
I remember doing that. So what you do is you get a tooth of one of the students that had fallen out fairly recently, so it was still not alive, but not fully dead yet. And then you get like a 2-litre bottle of Coke, you put it in there, you'd wait like over the weekend or something, you'd come back Monday, and you take the tooth out, and it'd be all black, it'd be dead. I'm sure a lot of you listeners have done this at school, back in primary school. It's either that or I just had a weird experience in school as a kid, but I'm pretty sure a lot of other schools did it. But yeah, it was really informational. They did tell you that obviously fizzy drinks did kill your teeth, so I wouldn't recommend having one a day. If you're currently doing that,
Yeah.
you might want to speak to your dentist and maybe stop. But I'm not a dental hygienist.
Yeah.
Hygienist? Hygienist? I don't know how to say that word. I'm not a dentist. Simple as that. Simple as that, really.
Yeah.
I
What
think
we
fizzy
say?
drinks. If you're having it occasionally, I'd go not moronic. But if you're having it every day, it's moronic.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll I'll say depending on the circumstance, it is.
Yeah,
But again, also it's not. So I'm going to say both here.
yeah. I'm gonna go for a little bit in the middle, purely because if you're using it to like run a marathon, get energy, or you're having it with a drink, like with a meal every like week or two, maybe 3 weeks, who knows? I mean, feel free. But if you're doing it every day because your body essentially relies on it, it's not good for you. Just don't do it. Um, Actually, what was the fizzy drink that got not recalled? They had to like take it off shelves for like a week or two while they had to rejig some of the thing because one unit had like blood in it from one of the workers.
What? Oh,
Yeah, this was several years ago. I could be
oh
wrong,
my
people,
God.
but there was a fizzy drink a few years ago that had to be recalled off the shelves for like a week purely because one unit of this drink had a small amount of blood in it from one of the workers.
God, no, I didn't know. Didn't
I
even know
I
that.
could be wrong, and I could just be making that up. I'm pretty sure that was a thing. It happened in America several years ago. It's really weird. I remember. I think I remember reading about it anyway. Um, but yeah, that's the moronic or not section.
Yep.
So we've got New Year's parties, not moronic. New Year's resolutions, not moronic, unless you break them, in which case it's moronic. Social media, not moronic. Guinness World Records, not moronic. Fizzy drinks, not moronic, unless they are like daily and you're ruining your teeth at that point.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Right.
So that's the moronic or not section. We're now going to move on to several other things we have to talk about. So Dan, take it away.
Yep. So I've been looking into people that like to break the system recently.
What? Break the system. What system are we
Yeah.
talking about here? Political?
Any.
Oh,
Any.
okay. Break
So
a system. Oh.
I saw this guy on Golden Balls. I don't know if you
Oh
remember the
God,
TV
golden
show.
balls. Dear
Basically,
God,
it
I
was
know this
split and
game.
still. So this guy was sat with the other guy.
Yep.
They had to choose between split or steel.
Yep.
He said, I'm going to choose the steel ball, you're going to choose the split, and I'll give you 50% of the money backstage.
But that defeats the whole purpose of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what, Dan? Just for our viewers that haven't seen it, basically it's a game show where you're given like a bunch of balls out of a tombola machine, and you are meant to. There's a bunch of killers, I think they're called.
Yeah, killer balls.
Yeah, where if you get them, you want to get rid of all the killers. Basically, you want to get rid of all the killer balls, and they get reset every round until 2 people remain, and then you have a certain amount left in the ball. Basically, just go watch the game show. But I'm explaining this very poorly. I apologise if anyone has actually watched this show.
Do you want me to
I
explain
mean,
it?
yeah, go for it. I've butchered it.
Basically, in the first 2 rounds, you get a random set of balls. They're worth different cash prizes, and some of them are killers. So each player reveals the first 2 balls, and then they look at the rest of the balls that they have, and then they tell the other players what they have, and they have to figure out who has the highest amount and try to eliminate anyone that has a low amount. They do that twice over, and then in the 3rd round, win or win, they have the remaining golden balls. Some of them are killers, as Zach said. The killers, basically, they've got to choose a ball to keep and choose one to bin. And if they keep a killer ball, I think it divides the total prize fund by 10. So that's why I want to get rid of them. And then at the end, they choose split or steal to keep the prize money. So if 2 people choose split, they half it. If both choose steal, they get nothing. if one chooses steal and the other chooses split, whoever chooses steal keeps it all. So that's just a brief rundown of the rules.
Yep. Basically, I butchered it. But yeah,
basically,
that's your brief overview, basically. So yeah, carry on with what you were saying with regards to weird people on the show.
So this guy, he said to the other bloke, he said, well, I'm going to choose steal, you choose split, and I'm going to give you 50% of the money backstage after the show. Of course, the guy was confused. Whenever he said, oh, why don't we just both choose split, he would be like, no, I'm a man of my word, I'm choosing steal. You choose split.
See, that's an interesting move. Purely because
then,
you can either not give him the 50% after backstage.
He wasn't legally obliged.
Exactly.
The host Jasper Cherry did say, like, you don't have to give him the money. But in the end, they both end up picking split.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
so he's not a man of his word. He lied.
He basically, tricked the guy into picking split with him.
Oh, right, okay.
So
it was to ensure that he didn't pick steal. Yeah. Smart.
I don't know if this is true, but apparently, according to the comment section of that YouTube video, the show got cancelled because of that. That was the last episode. Apparently, according to some of the comments, I don't know how true.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know how much I trust YouTube comments. I mean, don't.
Some people have been saying it though. Like more than one person has said it before.
Yeah, don't get us wrong, YouTube comments. We do appreciate you, but I mean, sometimes there are a bunch of just people that love to lie in those comments. So we always take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah. There was another guy on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire that did the same. He used basically the people in the audience to cough out the answer for him.
So I heard about this. This.
His name I think was Major Charles Ingram. They eventually found out. They got really suspicious. The staff. They were like, "Hang on, this guy has no more lifelines left. How is he getting to the million?" So he went backstage. The people, I think after the show, I think Chris Tarrant, the host at the time, he went with a producer. They spent like 2 hours trying to figure it out. After hours on end, they couldn't get anywhere. But like, I think one of the young producers, he was like 18 or 19 at the time, very young. He said, "Oh, that's a cough," and he picked up on the fact that the amount of coughs, meant something. And I think the guy lost his major title. They retracted all of the money from him. I think he was fined, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know the whole game show rules, but to be fair, going on a game show must be quite, like, it's a good way to earn money, but not reliable at all. Like, if you go on something like The Chase, for instance.
They're quite hard to beat.
Yeah, they're really hard to beat. You've really got to know random facts about random things.
I think another one I find unfair is Pointless.
Oh, Pointless is he's so broken.
The fact that you've got to get to the final. I mean, granted, I think you get 3 lives, you get 3 chances. So if you fail one night, they invite you back.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't actually know that bit about Pointless, to be honest.
But like, you have to win the final, which is pretty hard. But it's only like $1,000 unless you get a pointless answer, which adds $250.
Yeah, I was going to say the money, the prize pot isn't even that much on that game show, is it?
Nice. You're better off going on like the Cube or something.
Yeah.
Or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Or Crystal Maze or something. Yeah. Crystal Maze is an interesting game show.
Crystal Maze is hard. Crystal Maze is very hard.
It's hard unless you're good at that type of thing, basically.
The best one you're going for is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah, I mean...
that's the best one to go
Can we just say, this is not financial advice. If you're looking to get a large amount of money, probably don't go on a game show, probably get a job or something. But I mean, go on a game show, feel free. I mean, you might not win, but it's worth a shot. Plus you get to say you're on TV, maybe, so... Well, you can at that point. You can say, hey, look, that's me. I'm Dave on... The Chase or whatever it is. Season 20 million and episode 6 or whatever it is, however many seasons that show's on.
Yeah. Yeah. I have another story as well. I've heard. Apparently, there were two men who tried to scam the lottery. Basically, they tried to claim $100,000 in, I think, Flowood, Mississippi, by gluing the winning numbers onto a losing ticket.
Oh my god!
Literally using the old, the year one activity that you would do.
Cut and stick.
Do that for lottery tickets. Arrested.
Of course they are. They're trying to fraud. They're trying to fake the. They're trying to rig the system.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You couldn't make it like in any less obvious.
Yeah, no. I remember reading this thing several years ago. This happened in America. This guy won the lottery, but he didn't want his friends or family to like want some money because he won like 60 million or something. He didn't want his friends or family to say, "Oh, that's really cool. Can I get some?" Or like he have to split the money between several different people. So he wore a Scream mask, like the Scream face as a mask.
Oh my god!
When he went to go like sign it on TV.
Wow.
So that way no one knew who he was. It was really smart. I don't think anyone found out who that guy is. So, I mean, it's a really interesting thing because I mean, it's a smart thing to do if you're trying to like just keep the money to yourself. It's a selfish thing to do, but at the same time, if you've got a large family, which you might have done, I don't know. If you have a large family and say you won 60 million, and everyone says they want 2 million, like everyone's just gonna constantly go after that, essentially.
I mean, I don't know if you remember, there was a TV show back in like the 2010s called Red or Black by Anton Deck.
I vaguely, I know, I never watched it, but I know of it.
It's like you have to choose between, it's a luck game, it's between red or black, and they keep doing it until there's one person left.
So it's a roulette wheel.
It's like, and then they go to a roulette wheel, and it's like the starting prize is like £1 million, and it rolls over.
Oh,
so
wow.
End up being, was it 16 million? Might have been 32 actually.
Wow.
At the end, like it's worth millions of pounds if you manage to get it right.
Oh right, okay. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of game shows which offer money, and I mean, you always. Well, I say you most of the time see the people that like do well in it or win. Like I'm sure they go through Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, The Chase, whatever it is. I'm sure they go through several like not auditions but kind of like trials essentially, like recordings, and then just they all say on The Chase they all get knocked out in the first round. Like they all earn zero.
Yeah. I think you do have to apply, and I think you have to give like an audition to say choose, because they get so many applicants a day. But...
Exactly. What I think they do, I don't know, but what I'm assuming they do is they bring you in for an audition and they just ask you random questions. Like they bring you in and say, I don't know, what is Mark Hamill's middle name?
But I mean, you do have to realise they choose people that are interesting.
Yeah, they don't pick Luke who works at Tesco's in Middlesbrough. They're gonna pick like a retired war veteran that came home and then fought in some other war. Or like, a teacher that retired to become a guitarist or something.
Yeah.
So they're gonna pick. They're not gonna pick boring old Dave down the road. They're gonna pick interesting people.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, yeah. There's a lot of game shows. Like what I love is that. You know the Celebrity Chase edition, where they do it, where all the money goes to charity.
I swear that's rigged. They always win.
No, that's the thing. It's not, because I've seen them where they don't.
Have you?
But the thing is, though, is that imagine how much backlash those chasers are getting if they stop X amount of money going to charity.
I mean,
So say the celebrities
it's
get, I
legible.
don't know, let's just say they get £100,000 to go to charity. Okay?
Yeah.
Imagine the chaser just goes, yeah, nah, they don't get it, and then the chaser wins. Like, how much backlash do you reckon they'll get?
I know.
Way too much. So, I mean, to an extent, they might rig it because of that reason, or the chasers might not try as hard because of that reason.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean,
I
I mean,
prefer,
I
like,
understand if they do, because taking money away from charity is a
yeah.
bit much. But actually, I want to know
Yeah.
what happens on the chase if you get minus money at the end. Like, I know it's never happened.
No,
Well, it
I
might have
don't.
done, but if it ever happens, like, I want to
don't
know
think they can
if someone
follow
gets minus 30 grand or something, and
I
then
don't
just
think they can do that.
yeah, if they get like minus 1,000 for each player, and then they just firm it, they all say minus 1,000.
No,
Do they then have to pay the
can't.
show 4 grand?
I think,
You've got to pay
no,
us for
I don't
wasting our
think they can.
time.
I hate people with minus offers.
I
It's
mean,
like,
yeah,
pick the middle.
yeah.
It's like,
At least go for the middle. Like, never take the minus offer. If you
Love
ever
is just
viewers,
how-
if you ever go on the chase, never pick the minus offer. If you do,
yeah,
you're a muppet. You're a
if
moron.
if I did bad in the cash builder, if I got £1,000, for instance, or even nothing, I would go for the higher because you can't really do much with £1,000.
I mean, no. To be
lot of
honest though,
offers
no.
do
Even if you got the grand, £1,000 is still good.
I would still go higher because
Like, yeah. I mean, if you
Yeah.
can go higher, but I mean, if you get
nothing anyway. It's
but
not
no,
much.
but if you get £1,000, each person gets £1,000. Okay, so there's 4
No,
grand
no,
in the
it's
pot.
divided. No, it's divided.
Yeah, exactly. But if each person gets 1,000 and they get 4,000 each, no, they get 4,000 between them. That's still £1,000 each. Sure, it's not as much as they could get, like 36 grand, 40 grand, but £1,000 is still a
don't know.
lot of money. Like, to some of you viewers, it might not be, but £1,000 is a lot of money. I mean, I think
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah, true.
yeah, I don't know what happens if they get a minus. I don't think they can go into a minus.
No, they can't.
Actually, if they do, I think they just go. You know what? Reset it. We'll do it again. I think they might just restart and go.
No, I
we'll redo
don't.
it. I don't know. I don't know.
You got anything to talk about?
I got one thing that I'll tell you what, viewers, you might not understand everything on what I'm saying here, and Dan, you might not either. But
Okay.
the market of podcasts. Okay, so there's so many people creating podcasts on YouTube and podcast app on Apple and all these other things. I mean, it's a contestable market. Like, to gain some traction and to gain, like, you know, get going is actually really difficult. Like, a lot goes on behind the scenes of a podcast that no one really sees. Like, you've got to fix like audio issues like we had last week, which are now fixed. You've got to deal with editing the podcast together if there's any clips or breakages in it. You've just got, like, there's so many different things that go into making a podcast that not many people know about. So if you are going to start a podcast, just know that it's not as easy as it looks. It's not as easy as, I'll get a couple mates, I'll sit in a phone call and record it. Like, you've got to find the motivation to do it. Like Jake and Rob, I mean, they're doing other things right now, but some people behind the scenes on this podcast, I'm not saying it's Jake, I'm not saying it's Rob, I'm not saying it's me, I'm not saying it's Dan, I'm not saying it's anyone, not mentioning names, but there are some people on this podcast that have lost the motivation to do it. So, I mean, what it is, you've just kind of got to think about it. I mean, if all your friends are down to do it, you've got to make sure it stays. Because, I mean, we started a small little podcast last year. Well, not last year. 2 years ago during peak of lockdown. It lasted 3 episodes, and we recorded one in like May, another one in June, and then not again until like, we did it in March, we did it in May, and we did it in August. Like, we said, oh yeah, we'll do it like once a month or once a week to like keep into contact, and it just didn't happen. Like, even with this podcast, we said it would last. We said we'd do it weekly, and it will stay weekly. But obviously that didn't happen. I mean, we've kind of gone for the monthly route now. Whether that will stay, we don't know. But hopefully we're here to stay for a while. But what I will say, viewers, is if you do want to become a guest on the podcast, there is a link in the description, as there is in all of our videos. There is a link to apply to become a guest on the podcast. Feel free. We'll contact you in due time, whether we want you on or not. We're going to try and get a few guests on fairly soon. We're trying to plan ahead. We're trying to get some of those guests on and see when they're free and it fits with us. So we actually have some guests lined up. But as of right now, we've got one or two. And if you are listening, those people, we will get you on soon. We're just trying to work everything out with everything that's going on with us at the moment. So, yeah. But that's my little thing over. But viewers, please let us know about your New Year's resolutions if you fancy it. We want to know. We got anything else to talk about, Dan?
No. I've got me. Obviously, Guinness Book of World Records book out. I'm just trying to find stuff.
Oh, you know what? We'll go for that then.
Ironically, yeah.
Yeah. So you know what, viewers? Yeah. While Dan searches for them, I'm gonna go on a little waffle. So, Guinness World Records. Okay. Actually, no, we've already talked about it in previous episodes, really, haven't we? Let us know if you want us to improve anything on the podcast, whether that's audio quality, video quality.
I've just found something.
Go for it.
Right. So I've just realised this 16-year-old Indian kid from Kerala. Can't even pronounce that.
Butchering names since 2021.
Yeah. Well, it's a town in India, presumably. But this guy Vishnu Vasu,
right.
His name I probably got right. He built a 3.2 metre tall model of the Burj Khalifa using cards.
That's amazing.
5,450 playing cards.
Jeez, 5,000 playing cards.
Best thing is, it only took him 5.5 hours.
Oh, right, only 5.5 hours.
Yeah, but not even in terms of days. It's just 5.5 hours.
Yeah, you're not wrong, actually. 5,000 cards as well.
There's
That's
no
crazy.
Glue, no tape. Just cards.
No tape as well. I rate it from him.
And with the window, his little brother comes in and just knocks it down.
Do you know how annoyed I would be?
Correctly.
If he did it outside, imagine a gust of wind hit it. It just all goes down. Just in a second.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Honestly, I reckon after he destroyed that, he felt so good.
I wouldn't even bother destroying it. You got to take a picture of it.
Yeah, take a couple pictures, take a video, send it to Guinness World Records, all of that jazz, and then destroy it. I feel like that'd be a spectacle to witness come down. But that's just me.
I wouldn't even bother destroying it. I'll just keep it up for as long as possible.
Yeah, I mean, but then you always get a gust of wind if you're outside, or a little kid runs in, or I don't know, you accidentally sneeze and it knocks it over, or whatever. Whatever it may be. You trip over something in the doorway, oh, there it goes. It all falls on top of you. Dear God, that would not be very good. Actually, there's only 52 cards in a deck of cards, isn't it?
52.
How much? Yeah. How many cards did he use?
5,450.
So he had to use over 100 packs of cards.
How much is a pack of cards? Like £1? Under?
I mean, I haven't bought packs of cards in years, so I'm going to say it's £1. Let's just say it's £1. Yeah. He had to spend 100 quid minimum worth of playing cards to build that. That's commitment. And now he's immortalised in a book. I mean, again, people might not know these people, but it's always good to see that people are like pushing limits and getting in a book.
I'm just going to do a bit of math. So $1
it.
is equivalent to 74p. A pack of cards costs under $3, which is £2.22. Yeah.
Okay.
So we said 5,450.
Yep.
So it's about 104.81 pack of cards. That's 105. Yeah.
Yep.
Times 2.22, you would have to spend about £233.
230
the cards
quid
alone.
on the cards alone.
I mean, worth it, I guess.
That is crazy. Like, that is actually crazy. I've actually got a Guinness book. Dan, what Guinness Book of World Records? What Book of World Records have you got?
The actual, like.
Yeah, I know you've got the official one. What year?
New edition, yeah.
What year is
2022. it? 2022.
Interesting. I got the 2015 one.
I have that and the Ripley's, believe it or not, from 2013.
Wow.
onwards.
So this is actually really interesting because I've literally just opened it up to a random page, and so there is a world record for the largest motorized shopping trolley.
Oh, okay.
That's not even a joke, and it's powered by I don't know if this is still relevant. I don't know if this is still the current world record. Correct me if I'm wrong, comments. But it's powered by a 7,439cc engine. It measures 8 meters and 23 centimeters, so 27 feet long. 27 feet long, and 15 feet tall, which is 4.57 meters.
Alright.
And it spans 8 feet wide. Guess how much it weighs?
Right. Oh, how much? No, I'm terrible at guessing.
3,265 kilograms.
Jesus Christ.
And it's all stainless steel. That's insane.
Oh my word.
That's actually insane.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, it's not the largest shopping trolley overall though. But the largest one is 31 feet and 5 inches long, 44 feet 7 inches tall, and 27 feet wide. And it was created by, I'm gonna butcher this name, not on purpose, Migros Tikarit.
Right.
Is that right? Tikarit, yes. In Istanbul, Turkey. So, whether he's still the record holder for the largest motorised shopping trolley, if he's somehow listening to this, well done, mate. And if he's still relevant, well done. If it's not, fair. I mean, I don't know if it still is. Easily might not be. This has been a very interesting podcast, hasn't it, Dan? We just rambled on about game shows and Guinness World Records for an hour.
Odd one, yeah.
Yes. Bear in mind, this is the first duo episode we're ever doing. So if you want to see the duo episodes again, let us know. If you don't, fair. If you do, great.
Could get Jake and Rob on together. They'll just talk about games.
Yep.
For 60 minutes.
You know what? If you want them to do that, message us. Contact us, whatever it is. Just let us know. I mean, I doubt any of you will want to hear that because it would just be... it would be awful for you guys and for whoever has to record it, which would probably be me. And edit it, for that matter. But if you guys want them to record that, feel free. If you guys want to see me and Dan together again, let us know. If you want to see different combinations, again, let us know. It would be great to hear from you viewers. We've got a couple things lined up in the future, hopefully. It should. This 2022 seems like a good year for this podcast so far. Hopefully that keeps up.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Right.
So you know what? I'm going to call it there. because why not?
Yeah, so yeah. I think
So
that's
you know
definitely
what,
everything.
viewers, thank you for listening if you have listened this far. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit the like button, all that jazz. Yes, we're sellouts. We're not sponsored again. We never are. We're not big enough for that. But yeah, let us know if you want us
Masquerade
to.
Shadow Legends.
Yeah, wait for that in about a year time. Who knows? But you know what? Thank you for listening. Subscribe, hit the like button. It's been great fun. Hopefully you all had a good New Year, Christmas, all that jazz. Yeah, we hope to see you again later on this year. Well, yeah, later on this year with future podcasts. With future episodes of this podcast. We're not creating any more. No thanks. We'll keep this one going for a while, hopefully. But yeah, let us know who you want to see guest-wise on. Don't forget to apply to become a guest. But other than that, thank you all for listening. See you guys.